go about starting this. I just want to hear some of your ideas. You're looking at this equation. They tell you his minimum heart rate. They tell you his maximum heart rate. So there's two pieces of information that we don't know, the age and the resting heart rate. Oh, it's on the other side of your paper? Just flip it over.
I was drawn my previous knowledge. I think the two equations that we previously used, and with this unknown, and solve for.
That's awesome, nice. Good job. That's great, but for the sake of this, I didn't do that. So I'm going to do it a little differently, but we're going to come to the same answer. So if you want to write on your paper, you don't actually have to do it, but if you want to write on your paper and do that, and we'll see if we get the same answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the information given to us, and I'm going to put it into the equation for maximum and the equation for minimum. Okay? So we'll start with maximum. So we have that H equals 176 minus 0.57 A minus 0.15 R. So here we know what H is, right? H is 178 beats per minute. What we're going to do is we're going to gather the like terms. So we know this is, we can move this over here, right? We can subtract 176 from both sides. So we get 2. So what would you guys do next in this situation? Do you know? What are we trying to find in the overall question? Right. So how? Pardon? Okay. But I was thinking maybe even before we do that, we probably want to get one of these equations by themselves, right? We want to isolate one of them? Right. Which variable do you want to isolate? A or R? We don't know either of them right now. R? Okay. So what would you do in that situation then? What would be your next step? Just the left side? It's not going to be balanced, right? Both sides of the equation? Good. And what would you do next? Yeah, that's good too. I don't really like the decimals though, so I'm just going to multiply both sides by 100 and just get rid of the decimals completely. Okay, so we don't make any mistakes. So then what Mike said, we're going to divide both sides by 15. Or, in other words, we're going to multiply by 1 over 15, right? It's the same thing. Sorry. I don't know if I'm going to have enough room for this question. All right, so then I'm just going to go like this because we're going to need this later, right? Or do you think that's the answer for it? Okay, so what are we going to want to try to find next? Value of A. So how would you go about doing that? Okay, we could make one, but we have one already, right? We have the L one. We have the one for our minimum. Let's try using that one. So what am I going to write? We still have the pieces of information in the question, and we have a new equation. So we're kind of going to do like we did here. Just below. Am I kind of making jumps on you guys? Maybe I'll maybe I'll give you a bit of a hint. Okay, so we have, I'm going to separate this because I'm running out of room. Maybe not. Sorry. Okay, L equals sorry. Good thing you guys have your paper there, otherwise it'd be hard to follow along. So what would we do with this equation? What do we know that we can put into this equation? Okay, yep, good. That's one way of doing it. Or another way, well, we'll put L in for sure, right? Because we want to get rid of that variable. What is it? L would be the minimum heart rate. 156. And do we have anything else we can put into this equation? Anything else that we know? Alright. Good. So we'll put that into the equation here. And let's just get this out of the way right now too. Move this over. Can I just write the R underneath here? Is that okay with you guys? Because I'm kind of running out of room. Okay. But it still should go here. It's still multiplying. And then we're going to use this equation to be right, so let's multiply this through. Or actually, even before we do that, let's get rid of these decimals. So I don't really like working with both decimals and fractions. It's kind of confusing. So let's multiply through by 100 again. And then we'll distribute this here, which will give us, sorry, I lost my notes. For a really long time. What would your next step be? You have this here, if you can, it's hard to read, isn't it? Isolate A, so we could gather the like terms?
Yeah.
And put them on the one side then? Okay, good. So that would give us, so we're going to subtract 1400 over 3 from both sides, which would give us, on this side, and on this side it would be 89. Okay. And then we know how to solve it from here, right? And that would become 267 equal to, okay. And then We know what our A value is, and what would we do with A value? Because we still don't know what R is. So in years. So you just divide that through. Do you know what that would give you or no?
Or
18.4 years. So we could say just 18 years, right? Because you're not going to say I'm 18.4 years old. And then with this information now we know what A is, so we can just put this 18 years in right here and solve for R.
That's
Okay.